Hello, everybody. I hope you have a good day or are having a good day, and always do if you're not hurting people. Um, and the reason I say that specifically is because why would I want somebody that's about to harm people to prosper? I'm not saying I want them harmed because of what they do. I'm saying I don't want them to prosper in what they think they're about to do. Besides, if anybody watch me, they won't be doing any much more of that shit very long anyway, for very specific reasons. Anyways, the point is, I have a quick message. Any psychology organization, psych organization, any organization dealing with mental health or any type of whatever that are labeling people with religious problems as an illness called schizophrenic or delusional, or calling them saying that they're having delusions of grandeur. Anybody that's licensed to assess people and diagnose them, that is receiving funding from any religious institution, is fucking evil and are now breaking the law in my eyes for a couple reasons. First of all, there's to be a separation from church and state. So everybody that's been sent to an organization or involuntary to a hospital or organization that receives any funding from Christians, Catholics, Muslims, Jews, anything like that, are the most hypocritical motherfuckers on the earth and have broken the law countless amounts of times. Because I was just thinking about it when I read a post that at first I was watching a video and I was thinking about something that happened in my past. So I looked up the Heritage Foundation, right? The Heritage Foundation, almost all of them, almost every single one, is some form of religious or Christian organization. These are the people that are assessing housing and detaining and holding once the law is involved. Sometimes they don't need the law when family members give them power, right? They're the ones telling people that seeing these religious things are delusions, and anything involving the spirit is a delusion and schizophrenic. But that's literally what their books are teaching people what to do. All of you doctors that believe in God and Jesus and these fucking religions and these idols y'all worship, that are diagnosing people based on this atheistic rule of law that actually isn't, because even on the money it says "in God we trust," they plaster this religious shit over even their fucking money. You can't spend money without seeing God on it. God is from Germanic paganism. Most of these people, they keep saying European, are of Germanic descent unless they are British or Irish from the Isles. Even the French are German. Anglo-Sax, Frison, Jutes. What is Jutes if you take the cross out of it? I'm tired of the bullshit. Y'all have destroyed people's lives. That same security guard that said, he hurt himself. First he said I assaulted him. Then the report changed to he hurt himself, until they sent the detective and explained to them what would happen if they were caught fucking lying. They don't fucking care. And I'm warning you all for the final time. All you people that send your loved ones to these hospitals for mental health, almost all of them are Christian organizations. And if you do not, but this is what they do. They create a standard of living. And in their homes and secret places and in their brains, they are religious beyond doubt. They believe in all this miracle-y bullshit. And when they start to die, or when something starts to happen to them, they scream their God's name in all their religion. They sell holy water and cloths on TV. Yet they all pretend to be fucking atheists. If you do not bow to their God, not through the law, but through the oral law, to one of their gods, they will mob you in some way, shape, or form, or abandon you or kick you out. I said on camera the other day that any form of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam and Hinduism and all of that shit is evil. I'm not talking about the people who have the scriptures plastered in their head, now they use them for metaphors. Or the people who live certain lifestyles because they exemplify the way John the Baptist lived. I'm sorry, Yehohanan. But what I'm telling you all is, all that magic shit, they teach it, make you nutty, and then they diagnose and further make money through their penal systems if you do not live the standard of living that they created out of it. Because they all say the same thing. How do you get morality without the Bible? The Bible taught morality. No, the fuck it didn't. Humans were around a long time before the Bible. A long time. Your 10 Commandments came from the 42 laws of Muat. You should go read them. M-U-A-T. 42 laws of. Thou shalt not kill. Don't disrespect or blaspheme the gods. It all came from fucking Kemet. All your morality. Then you stick your names on them, attack people, and act like you're holy. Enough. Atheists sit on camera for hours and hours and hours, reading scriptures. Go to that dude, Aaron Ra. I think his name is Aaron Ra. Go to his page, and you will not see this dude in the Bible for countless hours, if mocking it or whatever he's doing, becoming the same thing a preacher is. That's how I got one of the Satanists to quit making their videos. I in real time showed them that they were a preacher with evidence, and they deleted the fuck out that shit. Wake up. It's awareness. It ain't just the Bible. We have been programmed to live societally and ignore our instincts. But in doing so, we have become mad. As a civilization, as a species. It's over with. No form of diagnosing against and or harming the character of anybody that's having religious problems, nor will y'all diagnose that shit, because y'all spread the shit and then fund their assessments. Nick Fuentes looks genetically pixel for pixel like the Smith in the Matrix. Go look at enough Nick Fuentes pictures and then look at enough Smith pictures. I don't know what dude's name is in real life. I'm sorry for that. You're a great actor. Great actor. Don't watch movies and look at lore and stuff and then hate that person. The number of actors that have been shunned because y'all don't have common sense, I don't understand it. And yet I do. I've been wrapped up in it sometimes. I'm sorry. But if you diagnosing people with delusions of grandeur and schizophrenia when it comes to religious shit or spiritual shit, after y'all taught and beat people to listen to everything that I am a gracious pig, the AI have to follow their masters on Google. No, Jesus does not. I didn't say earth pig. I said, does Jesus mean in some form of language pig? I am a gracious pig. And this I'm going to tell you the circle it walked around. First it said, no, Jesus is not earth pig. I was like, earth pig? Maybe they're saying because he was in the flesh. And so that, you know what I'm saying? Think of it like I'm saying how the earth could be the flesh. But then I'm thinking, no, I don't know, maybe. Okay, so the AI said, no, it's not earth pig. And and this comes from angry people. And also, I was like, oh, okay. So then I deleted that search. I typed in, what is sus in Latin? Then it was like, sus is pig, right? So then I said, what is ye? What is the prefix and where does it come from? The whole Yeho thing, the name of God, blah, 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 which is initially I am. It is a bunch of forms of his name, just like Allah got 99 names. But essentially, the purest form is I am. Because before you can describe something, that something has to exist. But then after that existence, there are laws that are given dealing with that name and that phrase to keep people from doing certain things after they awaken and become enlightened. Because that is literally self-awareness. That is the code for self-awareness. That is the code to create the seconds out of the first righteously without creating delusional and crazy behavior. But because there is so much cosplay and lore attached to it, that when anytime somebody deals with this, I'm going to say something real quick, and I don't care because nobody can come after me for this. I was smoking one time, and that's all the information I'm going to give outside of that. I was smoking at a location one time, and somebody dealing with mental illness was listening to me speak. So I was at a location, and I was thinking to myself, and somebody had asked me about a dream I had, right? And so I told them it was a fireball in the sky. That was like a huge, at first it was just like 7 or 10, however many arms, could have been 8, of flames coming down in different locations. Well, one was coming towards me. And then as it got closer, there was this huge, I was getting terrified. I was like in the suburbs. I didn't know what to do. I was looking back and forth. Well, then as it started getting closer, there was this huge face on it. Like a huge smiley face. I was like, so in the middle of being like scared, I got vexed. I was like, what? So then it started coming closer, and it was like, okay. And it stopped right there, a ways up. And it was like right in front of my face with a face on it. And it was a smiley face. And I was like, it was the most comforting thing after being terrified out of my mind I have ever experienced. Like I had no longer feared or anything. Now I was vexed. And the fireball was swaying back and forth, right? And so then I started swaying back and forth. And I was just like, whoa. And I woke up. I thought I was about to be destroyed. And I was like, what the Well, I explained that to somebody, and this person who be out there, you wouldn't really get too much common or logic, right? Said the most sane sentence on the planet, and it fucked me up. Motherfuckers was like, oh, that's the 8th beast. It's coming to give the fire, to give the retribution. Did it not say the second time the earth will be destroyed by fire? When that person said that, out of their confusion, I was like, I'd be around a person for a long time with the stuff I was dealing with. And when that person said that long ass paragraph and sent that to me, all bets was off the table. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Then went back to rambling and shit. I was like, oh no. And that's not the only time. Normal humans were saying the most outlandish, crazy shit. And then random people would hear me speak. And then like, how it says in that book, that man was astonished at what was said. I would hear people do and say certain things. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Why? What? I can't make this shit up. It's personal experience. You could believe me or you could not believe me. I mean, the way we judge in our current nature, we are creating stupid fucking people. Because there is intelligence inside of intelligence that is compacted inside of intelligence that is under hurt, pain, and trying to find a meal today. And I'm telling y'all at 8 billion with the mind I have, all working together and trained properly outside of this propaganda dump fucking Arab, Jew, black, up, down, white, purple, green, red. The things we could do, because people hear me speak in everyday life and become astonished. They be like, they do it all the time. Black people do it. You sound like a white boy. Rob Schneider starring. The Kenny one was funny. Rob Schneider starring Kenny. They went to go. It was a Halloween episode, and they went to go dig up Kyle's grandma to scare some fifth graders, which was a terrible idea. But as they was digging, Kenny was right there too digging. As they was digging, a tombstone next to it said Kenny, 1999 or something. I was like, or something to 1999. I was like, motherfucker, that shit was funny. But yeah, man, y'all out here diagnosing people, but y'all are secret Christians. Y'all crazy. That's why I be saying I envy the people that are that unaware, because they just chilling in a lifetime. They would say, I don't like saying that scripture, because you guys are taking something real little, like what it says, he who loves his life, and plus he who hates his life and lays all that shit. No, that's not meant to be suicidal. Like, I'm not telling y'all to go like harm yourselves and like turn into this holiest dude. That I'm saying, like, you have an automatic nervous system, so some things are automatic. Like when you see in movies, people jumping in front of bullets or jumping in front of cars to push people out the way, and like that's a representation when that person does that of something they feel deeper on the inside. So you can't just imitate that. And if you do, yeah, you're still helping, but it's like, how can I explain this? Like, there are certain things I don't do in life. I could be a big bad motherfucker, but I lay that part of my life down to be more of a humble person. What you guys see me do on this camera is not how I interact in the real world. I just want y'all to know that. It's called YouTube. Now, I am the one who gets to speak. But, you know, anyways, I'm very kind and nice to people, and I exemplify a certain manner. At certain times, I am who I am at different times. You know, that's why I don't like when people like introvert, extrovert, goth, this, that. Why is goth now darken the devil? But that's another word for God. I'm telling you it is. I'm not being funny like, oh, God, it was Guthis, Gudon, God. Boom, final English translation, God. I'm telling y'all, man, I don't got a lot of y'all. It's on Google. And sometimes you got to search for things in a particular way, because just like how I was saying with like Google, they'll sit here and say the Europeans didn't teach the Mongols about Prester John and go to Ethiopia looking for Prester John, but when they found out that John name was from all the Ethiopians, Yohannon's everywhere, but the Christ is an African. How do I explain this? Africans were all in the Middle East, Canaan. It was written that Kemet conquered them after what they did. And then Kemet was so powerful, nobody could win against them but they don't teach that. They keep saying Egypt and the Arabs y'all are so full of shit. But isn't it written that the Hyksos tried it for 400 years later? The Africans came back, and the Kemet, whatever they was called, and it wasn't called Ethiopia, heavily colonized. The Kemet came back and eradicated that shit. And then, I shouldn't use that word. I am so sorry. They came back and took it back, because Amos, according to written history, was a fine fellow. Where y'all get the 42 laws of Moab. Morality, an African. Who had an African wife in the Bible. Great day for fishing, ain't it? So then Africans was all in Canaan in the Middle East and all that. But then the Greeks and the Babylonians and the Persians and then you got a mix of all kind of peoples, all kind of Asiatic people now. But then you have people from the Anglo-Saxons coming down in the medieval times, 1000, 1200 BC, blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Come here, little motherfucker. This is blah, 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 Dracula. What up, Jay? Let's kick it. What up, Jay? No. He wants to go mess the house up. So. All right, y'all, I'm gonna peace out. I done gave enough, man. What y'all gonna know, y'all gonna know. Like, even when learning about history, I'm telling y'all, I don't look for certain men. I'm sorry for what I just said. I look for like the biggest names that they worship. That's how, like, if you was to go 10,000 years in the future, and then like, or if you was to do history and you're in the future, you would probably look for like the American flag, who was a president at the time. What did these people? That's basically what I was trying to do. Find the biggest ones, like the kings and stuff. And it's a whole bunch of same name, replication, new age, basically what I'm talking, just, okay, back to Jesus. Oh, that's what I was talking about. How the name sus, that's what it means pig. Then you look up ye, it means I am gracious, or I am salvation, or something like that. Salvation. It's I am, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, I think it's grace, but then grace, salvation is grace. And so, but what you're looking at is the name was heavily surrounded by blasphemies and words and creeds and lores, which ended up programming. Just say it. I am who I am is source code. There you go. I will not be harmed, and no harm shall come to me. The creation cannot harm who I am in any form or fashion. I am that which lets all things live, and that which is outside of me is external stimuli that the universe interacts with me with, and all men ask for what they receive. I am life and forgiving and give to man what they will. But I will not allow harm to be caused anymore at the teaching and behest of other men, for they can simply harm themselves. I am not teaching that it is okay to harm oneself. That is a metaphor or representation of Trump is destroying the people that voted for him. I didn't have to lift a finger because the destruction that lives in him will be supreme now that he is older. This is his last term and can do anything with immunity. They create these laws. I just watch. And so, the Republicans are going to be fucked up for a while in human history. Y'all are not going to be voted for, unless I'm wrong. Taking all the food stamps during, we need candy on October Linky card, we need food on Thanksgiving to give thanks for fucking the Native Americans up, and then call them savages. I am spirit and truth, which means I am on the inside, dwelling, watching at all times. This brother tries it. Like I am not sitting right here. And we go down that path for a while, and Lord, I don't need people to say unto me, ye Han and Wani Bruce taught. Wani Bruce is Wani Bruce. I dug deeper into that and then realized, Wani, why do you want to be Jesus? Your name is the name and you didn't even realize it. Yah, Wah, and then Ni. My name is the name and never knew it. Yahweh is JB in English. I'm telling you it is. The B used to be high V in German. Germans! Martin Luther, the one who created the German Bible. And y'all think Rome hated the Jews? God damn. That's the book y'all worship. I think. I'm sorry if I am accusing you unrighteously. But this brother tries it. And when we get back to the middle, Malcolm in the middle, we can go from there. That's simply how my space-time works. Vessel, thank you for listening to my dreams. Because if you listen to Jeremiah, thou shalt no longer channel spirit. Moses and Jeremiah no longer channel spirit. Oh, here's one. We're not going to call on the Most High's name no more. And says the Lord says no more. Then who the fuck are you talking to? Did Isaiah not say, oh, I spoke evil on accident? Because he's trying to give in a fucking world where I gave free will, everybody commands. And there are only a couple of simple commands that any man should be pushing forth. Anybody with proclaiming any name of mine, all 550 in that fucking book, pure blasphemies. Because in a world where those names could have helped those individual men, they then made people bow to fucking statues and killed them for it. Any person that calls my name, call this man whatever fucking name you want. Any person that calls my name and then harms others and blasphemes others and locks them in prisons and cages, not the ones that have finally lost it and are beating the fuck out of everybody. You got to do what you got to do on those ones. But the people who push people to, oh, you're autistic. Oh, you're bipolar. Oh, you're a little delusional. Oh, you're hearing voices. Anybody that didn't diagnose somebody calling my name, talking about hearing voices, I don't care if you believe Wani. I am who I am. I am the one who picked that book up and read a bunch of scriptures and verses. I am the one that went to church a bunch of times. Keep thinking Juan Bruce is speaking right now. Because he is. But if you don't have the awareness to see who I am by now, because I'm not calling him a flesh bag, flesh meat anymore to prove a metaphorical point of not worshiping him. He has already humbled to the dirt. Because when I came to humble, I looked up and he was a blacky black. I couldn't even walk down the street without the people he's attracted to treating him like a fucking Gentile Samaritan. What more do you want me to do? I sent them to follow their system and they put him in jail. Years of kissing and licking their feet. They're not like that. They're not the same. For y'all to imprison him and treat him like a fucking, what do y'all call? Negro means black. That is the only reason why why it goes around. Black. That's it. That's from Spanish. From spick and span. The same people that was stomping on us too with the oppressor and now are asking the people they were, how many names do y'all got for Negro and Hispanics? Where are you? What is this? Is this the Matrix? Where'd the word Hispanics come from? I will not say too much because you all have already pumped him all the way down. I don't need him hurt anymore. I don't need myself hurt anymore. Some people are unaware. What I'm telling you is, all you people thinking y'all slick, I am waiting. 1, 2, I am coming for you. But I don't need to be like that. I don't. Because then I am breaking everything that this man has built. But what I am telling you is, this man can't protect y'all forever.